Okay, now I can dive in. This will probably not be long, but who knows? Um, and this is a not quite impromptu, but it's impromptu. Um, as you know, I have a question. Well, I'm the question king, and I have a billion questions. But the question I really want to ask is, can you shame people into acting right? And what does that mean? Um, People love to throw certain terms around, like degenerate or immoral or wrong. They throw it out there like it's just the words to use. They're so, shame on you. You guys watch Game of Thrones, so um, excuse me. Let me do my advertising session. I'm drinking carbonated water. I like carbonated water. It's bubbly. This one is Arrowhead sparkling water. And getting back to it, um, I may be acting wrong right now. I may be having a beard that's uncouth and uncombed and untrimmed is wrong. And other people shame me into acting right. And that is the question I don't like. Um, let me get this set up because I'm just talking, but I'm not really looking. But I want to interact with people. Mm. Yo, can you shame people into acting right? Um, and for me, different than most people, um, right and wrong is subjective. And when I say that is, uh, you look at other people and say that's wrong, and then you go ahead and say, "You motherfucker, you son of a bitch, come here and give me that booty." That's what people will say. But then when um, you see a woman walking by in tight pants, you're all into it. Or if you see, uh, you know, you see a lesbian couple, you're all applaud. But then you're offended. Oh my God. Then you're telling your girlfriend, let's have a threesome. So I'm using these all up to say how somebody can say something is wrong on one sense, but then in the other sense, they say it's so right. You know what I mean? I heard some dude, somebody sent me an Instagram post, and a dude was talking about being gay. He said, and he was talking about prison. And he was saying that either you're gonna take some or give some. I can't remember the argument. It was like, from his perspective, you could understand the logic of it. Not that I agree, but it's crazy. And my question is, can you shame people into acting right? If somebody wants to do something, that's really what they want to do. I think shame is a powerful tool, it's a powerful drug. People use it, but me, I never think it's right. I'm giving you my perspective. It's never right to try to shame somebody into doing what you want them to do. But then it begets the question: can you shame people into acting right? Truthfully, will they ever? They'll do what you want them to do, but are they ever going to really act right? Would that be really who they are? So that's the question. That's really what I want to do. And of course, as always, because I like hangouts more than most people, I just like dialogues. And this all goes along with my whole my marriage theme this week, relationship type theme this week. Should you try to shame people to do something that they don't want to do naturally? I like my friends say, "Oh, you eat pork?" And I'm like, "Damn, pork's good." He's like, "Ugh, how could you do that?" So I'm supposed to be now I'm ashamed because I like to eat pork. I like barbecue pork rinds, whatever it may be. I want to eat that. Oh my God, you're eating a hamburger. How could you not eat? You should be. Listen, nobody shames vegetarians, so so I just don't understand. Can you shame people into acting right? And I know somebody out there in this universe that's not paying attention thinks that you can. And if you think so, then tell me why. Why do you think you can shame somebody into behaving a certain way? And I listen to a lot of brothers, man. I listen to brothers over the YouTube streets, the manosphere. People say the black sector, whatever. I listen to all sectors, so I don't want to just say that. However, a lot of people want people to act a certain way. I hear people talk about marriage and they got 3 kids and never been married, but you try to shame somebody else into acting right, even though you act wrong. But because you act wrong, you shame somebody else acting right. And I'm perplexed and I'm confused, and I'm the first to admit I'm stupid. I am not the most smart. I don't know more than you. I really don't know, and I am for certain about how I feel, but I don't know why you do what you do. So I will always say it seems like you do something, or from my assessment. But a lot of people, like even my brother Rollo is good at doing this with the hell of 7. This is why they do what they do. This is what they think. And me, I don't like to really, I generalize, but I don't like to generalize the whole group and say the whole group does something, because I don't know. And of course you can say on average, like I can say we all breathe. I can say every human has to breathe. I can make that. Certainly, I can state that as fact, but everything else I can't state as fact. I can't tell you why somebody does what they do. I can't tell you why somebody cheat or they don't, even though I hate those terms. I can't tell you why somebody divorced this or divorced that. I don't know. But my question is for other people. Can you shame people into acting right? And do you really feel good if you have to shame somebody into behaving a certain way? If you had to coerce them, if you had to force them, if you had to through trying to touch their emotions, it's like asking for donations. That's cool. You know what? I have a Patreon. If you want to support, give $1 and keep letting me have all this fun, then I'm gonna do it. But if you don't, it's all good. I'll say something, and this is a statement. A lot of people. I'm gonna go somewhere. I've got to go there. I listen to a lot of people, and they promote Black unity. They speak about Black power, but they don't support each other. They belittle, they denigrate, they put each other down. But then instead of being the leader, like you, most people, the people that need the most help, we don't support the most. We support the people that don't need the help. So that's my question. Should you ever shame anybody into acting the way that you want them to act? That's what I want to know from anybody who's watching. Like, this is for me. It's more about what other people think. I think that you can shame people, but is it right? People try to shame me all the time. Me, I'm oblivious. You really can't shame me into nothing. But I have been shamed before, but I'll be angry about it. Then it won't happen twice. You know what I mean? So I want to know what other people think. And do you think it's the right thing to do to shame other people, or you think it's the wrong thing to do? That's all I ever want to know. And my page is always open. If somebody hops on, we'll have a dialogue. But you know, it is what it is. And I'm learning something. Like I'm gonna try to shame for the people who watch. Next time I'm gonna talk about somebody else. I'm gonna talk about the stuff you want to talk about, because I'm gonna shame you. Then I'm in a video. I'm gonna say this is for you. Look at all my past videos. They're excellent and they have great topics. But I'm gonna shame you people to come support me. Come check out the Texter. Come check out Charles. Come check me out. That's a lot of things that I don't understand. Now, see, I should have rephrased this. Shouldn't be, can you shame people into acting right? It should have been, should you shame people into acting right? And I think I'm going to change it. You know, I can change it on the fly, because I think that should you shame people? We're going to edit the video. That's the awesomeness of YouTube. You can edit. You can edit. So let's change it to stat. Can you? Should you? Should you? Should you? Should you shame people into acting right? I like that. That sounds much better. That's the awesomeness of this platform. Now I'm gonna get into a lot of rhetoric, just a little bit, because maybe somebody say, yes, they should shame people, and I think that you should not. But it's neither here nor there. But what I will say is this. And I gotta go this. A lot of people say they want people to support them, but who do you support? Do you support other people other than yourselves? Do you actually go like, yeah, it's cool, you give a person a thumbs up, you give a person a like, but do you even listen to what they have to say? Do you even hear their message? And like me, I would tell anybody who ever comes to my page, you can listen to my video. If I do a video in about 5 minutes, you get my message. 5 minutes or less. You ain't got to give me no more than that. But I'll go longer because I want people to interact with. So sometimes your video was too long. I said, man, you should just watch the first 3 minutes. You would have got it. Because in 3 minutes, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about Charles. Everything you need to know about my thoughts is there in the first 3 minutes. Now, the first minute, if I'm doing like this, a hangout where I want people to join, I may take it a second just to get it set up and all that stuff. But in general, you can listen to 2-3 minutes and get my message. But that's one thing I say. Should you ever shame people into acting right? And I'm different than most people, man. And I argue with my buddy. We always argue. Even let's say I start to get lots of subscribers. If I see you, and I don't have a problem shouting somebody out. I don't everything I get too big. Now I can't see everybody, and you can get offended, get mad all you want. But it's if the chat is going a million miles a minute and I don't see it, and it's not messing up the flow, then I can't shout you out. But like I guess if I ever get a super chat, if I get super chats, see, don't look at my hand. I can show you a sofa in my hands. Look at my hands. If I ever get to that point, I would always, because it's not that, it doesn't matter. I just know, for me, who am I? I'm just another person that likes to say what he says and learn from other people. So people got to do what they want to do. I don't care. Okay, what's going on? Dr. Flynn says, when I was a kid, when people or my parents would shame me, I would just hide, act or avoid them. I got it. Yeah, it's different. Rollo says, you don't say. I don't say what. I think like this. I want to hear what everybody has to say, and I don't ever think I'm more right or more wrong than anyone. Now, I do study, I do learn, I do have my opinions, but as long as it's not based off a fact that I have to prove, I'm not here to argue subjectivity. You can be who you want to be, you can think what you want to think, and you can do what you want to do. I'm not here to change your thoughts. Maybe I can change your perspective of the world. I had an argument. I always have arguments, but it shouldn't be about the inherent nature of people. And it really wasn't an argument. I just tend to believe that if you want people to be good to you, you got to be good to other people. But a friend of mine was like, people aren't good, they're going to take advantage of you, somewhat along those lines. And I couldn't say my friend was wrong, but I was saying I treat people the way I want to be treated. I don't treat people the way they treat me. So if everybody who did me wrong, I just say, well, because everybody gonna do me wrong, put on my defenses, to put on my force shields, I'll never be a good person. So I don't approach people with harm. Like I can go walking down the street and I see this. I'm sorry, gotta pick up a group. A lot of black women, our sisters, I see, have that. Probably men too, but I'm not looking at men like that. They have that unapproachable. I'm a nice mean face that look it up in the
But hey, let me ask you this, there,
don't want
Charles.
people to interact with you, but then you want interaction. So it is what it is. Hold on, let me turn this on because people gonna speak and I don't even know they're here because I didn't have my thing. Hold on. Speak in a second. I see you here, Brother Angel. I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Would you try to bring shame if I were to kiss that head of yours? Because
Hey,
you are
man,
such a great person.
thank you. You can do whatever you want to do virtually, man. You know, you can do whatever you think.
Yeah, I know, virtually. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Hold on, man. I gotta say something because Brother Rollo just talked about the Lakers, and if you did not know, I'm a Laker fan. I love the Lakers, and the time of LeBron has began. So I'm gonna shame you all. All of you need to start wearing purple. Like I ain't got purple on yet, but you see me tomorrow, I'm gonna be all Lakered up. Lakered up. Let me throw my Laker gang sign up. I'm the one.
Speaking of the topic of shame, there's been many times where people tried to put me into shame for something that I knew that was right and such, but they didn't like listen to me. Like one time, my guardian tried to put shame into me, all because I did not listen to her orders and say where she told me to spend my money on this instead of on that. Well, did I listen to her? No, and she tried to put me to shame. And when I was younger, at the age of 11, my mom tried to put me to shame, all because I ate a chunk of her cheese. Because when I was younger, I used to be a huge cheese fanatic where I would eat bags and even blocks of cheese all throughout the day. And when I ate a piece of my mom's block of cheese without her consent, she tried to put me to shame. But then after she snatched the cheese out of my head, she slapped me with a belt. She tried to put me to shame, but then what are you echoing there, Tosh? But then what are you echoing there, Tosh?
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah. I wonder why you were echoing.
Sorry.
That's okay, Tosh.
Hey, what's up, you guys? I was trying to dip in on the sly.
There, Tasha. One thing I've never admitted to anyone here in this live stream format is that when a person has the kind of laugh like you do, I find it very attractive. But you're not the only person who laughs like that. They're like, you're not the only person. I find many girls who laugh like you do. Their laugh attractive, but do I find them? No, because we all are different in our own form of way, from our laughs to our looks to our personality. But for some odd reason, whenever a girl laughs like the way you do, just find me attracted to the sound of it.
Oh, trust me, I'm a hot mess, so my voice sounds better than what I look. So don't be fooled by it, okay?
All right.
What's up, Charles?
Hey, Sister Tosh, what's going on? Always it's a pleasure to just actually.
He's having internet problems again.
Yep. Yep. Hopefully it'll fix itself. There's been a lot of buffering happening on these live streams lately.
Because I know that a couple of days ago, YouTube had a complete shutdown outage around the entire globe, worldwide, and I'm thinking that maybe Charles was live streaming at the time when this happened. I'm not sure, but if this was another YouTube worldwide shortage shutdown, I wonder why it would why YouTube would be having so many shutdowns as of lately. But I'm pretty sure it's not another one. I'm pretty sure it's Charles' internet.
Yeah, because if you and I are still connected, let's see, can everyone in the chat hear us? Is it buffering for everyone in the chat? Because if
Is it buffering for those of you who are listening? Is it buffering for any of you guys who are in there watching? Press one if it is. Press two if it isn't. But yeah, I think for the most part, I think it might be Charles' internet that or maybe his computer hasn't took a rest, because I've seen some people who never give their computers a rest have problems like this, but I'm not sure what the exact reason for him having this kind of stuff is.
hey Charles, are you still there? Because if you're not, then I'll probably just dip off until you decide to restart.
Okay, I had to switch computers.
Oh, there he is.
I'm here now. Now I'm sweating. I had to do some quick moving.
Well, hey, maybe I can take one of my pieces of paper and put it on your forehead as a form of a sweat rag.
Oh, it's all good, man. You don't see how fast I had to move, and that made me sweat. Like,
We're making you work today, like Jackie Joyner Kersey.
no, I'm good now. Oh, okay, the Olympian. Yeah, I'm good.
Is Charles worth it? Let's unwork it. Flip it down and he'll reverse it.
Oh, wow.
Okay, man. I got sidetracked. So let's get to it. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry for the technical.
That's okay.
It happens sometimes. But so what's going on, Sister Tosh? It's a pleasure to actually interact with you instead of just typing a marathon of words to express my point of view. I can really listen to you. When I stop sweating, it's gonna be great.
Oh, first of all, Charles, I love your live streams because of the simple fact that they're so thought-provoking, and it's so obnoxious to be in the chat because I have a million thoughts going on in my head as you're speaking, and I can't get them out fast enough in chat. So it's so cool to be on the panel right now.
Well, it's awesome to interact with you. So what's on your mind? Tell me your thoughts on this. Can you shame people into acting right? Should you shame people into acting right? What is your thoughts?
Well, I have a lot of thoughts. You know me. I could talk for 5 hours on one topic.
And I can listen.
All right. Well, I'll try not to be too long-winded, but honestly, Charles, YouTube has taught me so much about how people will use this platform to shame other people. It's like right in their fingertips to be able to create a hate video or to take someone's private information and make it public.
Mm-hmm.
I've had it happen to me, and I've actually had a lot of bigger YouTubers reach out to me and say, Tosh, you're doing it wrong. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm doing it wrong? They're like, you're talking to all of these people. You need to just silo yourself to channels that are your size.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I thought about it. And the reason they gave me that feedback was because I was getting hit hard from a couple of people who were trying to pull me into some drama that I really didn't want to be a part of. And they were saying, Tosh, you're too nice. You need to scale down and really kind of pick your people better. And I got that. But the reason I go against a little bit of that is because I don't see people as a channel number, right? Like I see Charles as Charles. And I found your comments very interesting when I was on Pam's live stream. And the way that you articulated yourself in the comment section intrigued me and made me want to learn about you.
Yes.
Right? So it has nothing to do with a number. Now, if you are a jerk, you're going to be a jerk to me, whether you have 100,000 subscribers or whether you have 2 subscribers, right? So,
agree.
But to go back to your subject today, it feels to me like I just feel like cyberbullying is so rampant these days because of social media. It just makes it so much easier for people to do it. The he said, she said is rampant. It is so rampant, especially on YouTube. And there's these clicks, and once people start saying all of these rumors, then the rumors turn into reality in some people's heads. And so, for me, I'm very careful and selective about what I share on the internet, and because of that, you know what I mean. And it's a shame. And then you have people that have disabilities on here, and people that have mental illness like bipolar and things like that. And I think that kind of impacts how they might interact with other people, or how other people might interact with them as well.
When you're done there, Tosh 2.0, I would like to say something after you.
So I like that 2.0 part. But yeah, that's just my overall thoughts, Charles. And is your name Angel?
Yeah, my name is Angel. Is there Tosh 2.0?
Oh, it's just Tosh time. It's not Tosh 2.0.
I know, but I'm just the cabinet B of Comedy Central, or to ever bring back their Tosh.0 series if it's off the air, and have a woman and be replace it, which you would be pretty fine as a host of Tosh 2.0.
Yeah, well, I'll have their people talk to my people, and we'll strike up a contract or something like that if it ever comes into fruition.
Say what you got to say, brother Angel. I can listen.
As you were just talking about their Tosh time about people being shamed with bipolar disorder and such. I suffer from 6 different disabilities. I suffer from autism, mood disorder, ADHD, seizure disorder, and just a few others. Those are just some of the main ones I have that I suffer from, but I suffer from some additional ones. And I've always had people try to shame me into things. Like recently, when I had when I was going back home from riding the bus back to my apartment building, it got into an accident when I was riding in the passenger seat, because you know how buses, trains, or when you in like a busy city, that's usually quite hectic, and every now and then a train or a bus might get into an accident. Well, when my local bus transportation station was returning into my local Walmart parking lot, a van was backing out and got into a crash. Then days down the road, some troll tried to shame me, then accusing that I was the culprit, that I'm going to go to jail, that I'm going to be served a lifetime sentence for an accident that was never even my cause. Because when you're a passenger, how can you be accused of causing an accident if you and were with the other people riding the train, the same route back home? And so a troll tried to shame me into accusing me and saying that I was the cause of the accident, and that I'm going to be having the police come over, that I'm going to have them arrest me, file a criminal charge upon me, and that I'm going to be sent to prison. And I just had the most stressful couple weeks because of the troll trying to shame me into thinking that I was the culprit and cause of the accident when I wasn't. And there's been other times where people tried to shame me into other things, but I just have had so many cases of shaming upon me throughout my years, ever since I've had these kind of disabilities. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, can you please prove to me that I'm the cause or the person to be shamed upon?
I understand. Man, I'm sorry that you had to go through so much suffering, my brother, but I would love to ask you some questions because you've been through things I've never been through. How do you cope with it? What is your coping mechanism? How do you not let the shaming influences get to you? How do you avoid getting caught up in a depression of sorts? That's the question.
Well, I try my best to ignore it if I can. You're echoing there.
Say again?
I said you're echoing there, Todd.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Just give me a second. How's it sound now? Still echo?
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
Can you hear now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
No echo?
No echo.
All right.
But as I was saying, what I do to cope with it is I try to ignore it the best I can and try not let the person or the trolls get to me and such. But if it goes on for extended period of time, like the very next day when I was on someone else's panel live stream, the day after I did the breaking news announcement of me being in my first ever accident, the troll by the name of Carlos Martinez said that, well, Angel, I heard that you were the cause of the accident. And I tried being as clear as I can, but he wasn't listening to me, so I just tried my best to ignore it. Then the following Monday, when I was doing my Labor Day hangout stream with a few other people, he continued on thinking that I was the cause. That he heard it from some person saying, "Hey, hey, the angel was the cause of the accident." But do I know for sure who he talked to or what he said? No, because he just continued thinking that I was the cause. And then come the following Friday, when I did my Freaky Friday live stream, I had Carlos Martinez go from that bit of thinking that I was to him accusing me that I am or was the cause of the accident, and he went on a big tirade and tangent from all his accounts where he cussed me out, called me slurs, hope that I die in HELL, a prison, etc. And he was going account after account and after account because there's a troll by the name of Carlos Martinez where he has over 100 accounts. And when he was asking for a moderator wrench that day, and I did not give it to him, he was like, "You know what, Angel? I tried being a nice guy, but now I'm gonna make your life a living hell." So he went ahead, did a tirade towards me in all capital letters, called me this, called me that, wished that, hope that I get beaten up by a black person in prison, which, by the way, I haven't been sentenced to, nor have I been arrested because of the accident. So I just had this troll get to me, but I try my best to ignore it at first. But if it goes on for a long period of time, or if someone goes from a nice mode to an anger mode and calls me all type of racial slurs, all types of names, wishing death upon me, doing all types of threat towards me, that's where I have to try to take action as best as I can. But for the most part, I just try to ignore it.
Okay. You said a lot, brother. I'm gonna give you some unsolicited advice. Learn to ignore people when they troll you, because people are gonna say, I know it's easier said than done, but just don't give any energy to it. That's just how I see things. I am not at all a wise say, I got the wizard beard going on. I'm trying to get it to go longer. So I'm like, I'm Gandalf. But until then, I'm gonna give you some of my fake wizard advice, and that's just try your best to be oblivious. I'm always telling people to be oblivious, man, because people gonna say things from a state of emotion, and we all feel a certain way. And I'm gonna tell other people, you're right to feel how you feel, but just the way you feel a certain way doesn't mean it has to affect me. And that's just my advice to you, Brother Angel. You know what? You're always welcome to come and vent and talk and say what you need to say on my page, because I try to be welcoming to everybody. And if you feel a certain way, like I'm gonna ask why you feel like that. Only thing I'm gonna say something wrong, but I don't mean to be wrong. Only thing I think, even right now, you just gave the troll some power by, if somebody really bothers you that much, then don't just say I was trolled by a person. You ain't gotta say their name, because I'm not saying that you should or shouldn't really, but you kind of give them more validity to keep doing what they're doing, unless you really respect them. I respect trolls, so people want to come troll Charles. Come on, I'm joking, but anyway. It's a pleasure, brother. No, I'm not dismissing you. It's just a pleasure to hear you speak. And I want to talk to such a Tosh since I got her here, and I want her to prove that she can keep on going for hours. So,
by the way, Tosh, I subbed to your channel.
Say what?
I was telling Tosh Tom that I subbed to her channel.
Oh, that's awesome. I think she's a fantastic YouTuber. One of my favorites, really. But what? Yeah, what?
Yeah, what?
You sound good saying that, man. Say it again. I got her here. I can do with me. Say it again, Tosh, please.
Well, now you put me on the spot. Yeah. Well, what? Yeah.
Bravo. That sounds good. Really, man. I can hear them. I'm all flattered. I'm all happy.
Mariah Carey ain't got nothing on these vocals. Let me tell you.
Okay. So. let me ask you a question, Tosh, because you almost I got a prerequisite what I'm saying. Like, I think a lot like you. We're all just people, but one thing I've noticed, and you just said it, is like I guess when you reach a certain pinnacle, I guess subscribers on YouTube, people tend to put you in a different place. They see you from a different perspective. And I say something wrong. Maybe you haven't reached that goal. Can you do you remember when you first started to where you got now and how that has affected you and has that made you be let me see if I can phrase it right. Has it made you be more conscious of how you interact with people? Has it changed you at all as a person? Not actually, but being conscientious, thinking about what you're doing. That's the question.
No, that's a really good question. And me and you kind of talked about this a little bit in the past when it comes to being real. Like, I feel like I bring my genuine self to the content that I put out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but at the same time, I remember when I wasn't. So let me go back a little bit. I've been on YouTube for about 8-9 years,
Mm-hmm.
and though when I first started really getting into YouTube, you know, it was something that I just did for fun. I would go and interact with a lot of content creators, watch other people's content, and when my mom passed away, it was something for me to keep my mind off of that. You know what I mean? And when I became a content creator and I started creating content and people started sort of like paying attention to it and things like that, it was fun for me. And I was a lot more unfiltered. I mean, I would drop F-bombs. I was just more free, you know, because it was a little bit of a more intimate, I felt like it was a more intimate environment where I knew exactly how many people were watching. I didn't have a lot of subscribers. And so it's almost kind of like back in those days, I felt like it was if you're sitting at the table during Thanksgiving having a conversation, you're just kind of shooting the shh. I'm not going to cuss, but you know what I'm saying, kind of like chilling, right? But then, you know, now if I were to look at where the channel is at now and how many young people watch, and I mean, just take into consideration Angel, right? Mm-hmm. He just expressed that he's going through a lot and that he has disabilities that he's taking on, you know, head on. There's a lot of emails that I get from kids who have similar stories to Angel. There's a lot of mail that I get from kids who say they are bullied and shamed and they want to kill themselves. So it has changed me. It has changed the way that I articulate myself on my.
Oh,
Tasha's going through what I went through. Man, I really want to hear what she has to say. I was really engrossed in her.
Yeah, I was really intrigued.
Now it's reversed. She's going through what I went through. But anyway, for anybody who's joining, my hangout. This is open. Anybody wants to join and talk, you're more than welcome. Hopefully, Tosh will be able to talk and come back because I was really engrossed, engaged, and I'm humbled and happy that she joined because I really think she's an awesome person and she's real. And you can learn a lot from somebody who's grounded but still honest. And no matter what level of success people reach, they don't stop being who they are. And that's really was the question I asked. Somebody just laughed. Who laughed?
I'm laughing at Tosh because she's going through the same thing that you went through a little bit ago.
It happens. It happens. You know, it's funny. But what I was going to say is we all have our own perspectives. And for me, I don't think I'm any more right or any more wrong than anyone else. I just have my own thoughts. Tosh, if you can get back on, I'll do it for some time because really I want to interact with you. And I think from tomorrow I'll do it on my Chromebook's working. I think it had trouble. The first time I tried to hang out, I didn't know it was going to work this well, but now it's working good. So I think I can do a lot more because it's easy for me to pop this up instead of My other computer, I'm going on a tangent. When it gets too hot and it's a gaming computer, I got too much stuff going on in there. It's going to just be good for surfing the web and not doing anything else other than like burning a disk sometime. But anyway, I don't want to keep on dominating the chat. Dominance Mindset and Raw Game. You joined?
Yeah. I'm not gonna cut you off on your own thing, man.
Listen, I'm different. This is my page, but it's our page. So if you got something to say, just say, hey, I'm here. And the question is, should you ever shame people into acting right? And feel free to speak about whatever you like. That's just the premise. But the Hangouts go any which way people want them to go. So if you want to have different dialogues, I'm all good for that. But I would love for you to answer that question.
So you can you hear me good?
I hear you
Yeah,
fine.
we can hear you just fine there.
Okay. So the question is, should you what is it? Should you
shame
how you get people to act right? Say it again.
Whatever that is. That's a subjective question.
Well, see me, you got a kind of brother. So me, I'm a content creator too. Mm-hmm. So what I talk about as my title of my channel is a dominant mindset. So me, I don't sweat stuff. I just treat people how to treat me by my actions.
Understood.
That's how I do it. I'm a very authoritative kind of person anyway. So it kind of works for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then I'm a teacher by trade, so I tell people what to do all day anyway.
Okay.
You know?
Awesome. Are you back, Sister Tosh?
I think so. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened just then.
Oh, it happens. It happened to me. So I had to switch computers, and I knew what happened to me. But go ahead, continue your story, please.
Okay. I don't even know where I left off.
You were talking about how now that your page has grown, how you interact with younger people, sort of like Angel, that come from different situations, and has really made you kind of look at it a different way. And you were elaborating. So I was listening.
Well, yeah, you were like elaborating about how people like myself who try to be put to shame and such, how it changed like your perspective and how you get many emails from people who go through the same thing as I do.
Yes, yeah. Thanks, guys, for bringing me back. So, the shame. So, to me, my channel on YouTube, I realized that there's an influence there that I have, and I'm never going to change who I am. I'm going to be who I am, and I'm going to bring that to my channel. But I also realize that people are listening, and there's kids out there that are near the brink of suicide because of the shaming that they have to deal with, not just on social media, but just going to school. So it's a big deal. It's a big thing. And it does influence how filtered or unfiltered I am on my channel. But at the same time, I don't ever want to be fake or corny, but look, I like to have fun. I like to laugh. My channel is always going to be about that. And, you know, I want people who are being bullied, who are being shamed, to feel like, okay, I can go to the Tosh Time channels. You're going to hear a yeah, what? You're going to have a good time. And for that split second, you're going to enjoy yourself. And, you know, that's what it should be about. And I can go from that to coming to this channel and having a serious conversation with you, Charles, and talking about issues that matter. And I think that that's why your channel really resonates with me, because you know how to have fun, but you also know how to talk about issues of importance, and you know how to tactfully make your point, even if people don't agree with you. You know how to tactfully address it, but there's no shaming going on. And I feel like anyone that shames is a coward. There's a couple of ways you can address things. If you don't like someone, leave them the hell alone. Or if you don't like someone and you need to address them tactfully. Or better yet, just mind your damn business. I can't stand when people try to pull me into mess. And I certainly am going to defend myself if people do try to do that. But for the most part, I don't find myself in those situations, because people learn with me really quickly. It's like, okay, I done figured you out. I don't have time for this BS. Like, I have more important issues to deal with. But there is an issue with shaming that's rampant, I feel, on social media since the boom in social media with YouTube and then the Facebook. And I can even say it started with the MySpace days, you know, where you see all of these stories about kids wanting to harm themselves because they were cyberbullied and all of this madness. And then you have kids that are dealing with disabilities that they probably can't articulate themselves or have the backbone to stand up to some of the bullies, and then they're just constantly, you know, messed with. But yeah, Charles, like I said, I'm very long-winded. I can go on and on and on to the break of dawn, so I'll just go ahead and shut up right now.
No, you are engaging and engrossing, and it's a pleasure to listen to you. So don't ever listen. If it was too long, I would have said, "Hey, Tosh, shh." I'm joking. I wouldn't have did that. But trust me, your descriptive is kind of like making us like watching a movie. We can feel you. You're projecting your empathy.
What you're saying is like a motion picture in the theaters where you can talk about this for 120 minutes and everyone would be willing to pay the popcorn and the money to go and see this kind of stuff.
Oh, well, you guys are just bumping up my ego. But if you want to say more, that's cool. That's cool. No, but no. All jokes aside. I love what you bring, what all of you guys bring to the platform, because people that come to this platform with good intentions are what we need more of. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like to watch some of the messy stuff, and we you know, and I it does capture my attention for comedic reasons, right? But at the end of the day, I just can't stand when people try to deliberately hurt other people. I can't. It does nothing for me. So.
And that's exactly what the troll tried to do, is try to hurt me and put me to shame. But even though the day when he went at his worst in the tangent, he basically almost tried to cause me to go into a emotional crying, like. But luckily, I'm not the kind of person that he can hurt very easily, like cause him to cry, cause him to go emotional. Because I've had worse happen to me, but that was just like a recent thing that will probably be a haunting memory for the next year or so, but I need to learn to move on from it. But anyhow, the troll tried to shame me and put me into my misery by sending me those death threats, saying that I hope I get killed by a black person in prison. But I'm like, oh, God.
What? That is so ignorant. That is for anyone to fix their
mouth. And also racist.
Yeah. I'm curious, Charles, what are your thoughts on this subject? I know you might have a lot.
Well, I think you should never shame anybody into doing anything, period. I think that you should respect people's differences, and if people are not your cup of tea, then you need to leave them alone. I don't care what your philosophical views are. I don't care what your religious views are. I don't care how you connect with somebody in a romantic manner. I'm not here to tell you that you're right or wrong. I just say don't hurt anyone else. And it's cool to have disagreements because we all think different things. I know how to listen to somebody from a different political sector, from people who hate me. I can listen to it because it doesn't bother me. But you're not going to make me change my opinion by yelling at me or by trying to shame me. But then if we have a dialogue and then you ask me questions, then maybe you can make me see your logic. And then I can say, I never thought about it from that perspective. And so that's what I always try to do when I talk to people. I try to, if they don't agree with me, I just want them to understand where I'm coming from. If you can understand my premise, then you can, if something is wrong with my premise, you can show me the holes in it so I can grow as a person. But you attacking me, or you calling me stupid, even though I think I'm stupid because I'm stupid. But if you are you trying to shame me, is never going to make me respect you and grow. And the only way that you can make me do something I don't want to do is by punishment or by threat of pain in some way or fashion. So be it financial or be it physical, but I will always resent you for that. So I don't want resentment. I want love and I want to grow. So I'm not ever trying to hurt anyone. I mean, listen, a lot of people don't believe what I believe. A lot of people have their views, and I'm not ever going to attack you for that. I may say, well, why do you think that way? I listen to people's chats all the time, and I just ask them, okay, you have this premise. You think this person is incorrect. Why do you think that? Please elaborate. And they look at me like in the chat. I can't say they look at me, but they're like, well, Charles, you should go check this out. So then I ask a question specifically, since you're a content creator, what video should I check out to understand? Well, all my videos. Then I'll think, okay, this person doesn't have a video that really addresses it, but they want me to check out all their stuff just to get the views. I'm cool with that. But if I have an argument that addresses a certain topic that you speak about, then I'm gonna say, check out this video. It's 3 minutes. It'll express my point of view. And if you don't, then I'll make a rebuttal so you can get my point. And that's how I stand. I think that, listen, I love all individuality. Listen, as long as you hate over there, I'm good. So let's say some reason you came in my chat and you came hating. And I say, okay, let's just, you and I have a talk so I can understand your hate. Where's your hate come from? Why do you hate people like me? Why do you hate people that like to play video games like me? Or why do you hate people like me who likes women that are 5 foot or under? I'm just making a joke, but the whole point. Or why do you hate people like me that like women that are 6'7"? Why do you hate me? Because I think differently than you? So that's just how I look at things. I'm not here to stop you. I'm not here to coerce you. I would love to change your worldview, but I'm not trying to change you. I just want you to see things from a different perspective and understand that we all have our own thoughts. And some people are going to like hip hop, other people are going to like country music. There's nothing wrong with that. We're just, I guess you could say, culturally different, and we've been brought up different. But it doesn't mean somebody else's belief system is more right than yours. It just means that you need to associate with people that's on the same page and trying to do the same thing as you. Me, I'm about love, I'm about growth. And listen, to a lot of men and women that do things that I don't like, but I don't dislike them. I just don't associate with them. And I say, you can do you over there. And like you said, Tosh, you can be an influence. I think even though people, I'm going to say some wrong terms. I always say wrong things, but people like to use the terms conservative and liberal. And I always try to make the statement, I'm extremely conservative inside myself. So I know how I want my things to be in my life. And I'm not very willing to change that, but I can grow. But I'm very liberal outside of me. A lot of people use blanket statements to talk about groups, and it doesn't make sense. Like these liberals, what do you mean? Liberal conservative or liberal Republican, liberal Democrat, liberal what? See, because there's liberal sides to everything. It is conservative. Conservative means really against change. And then liberal means I let anything go. So you got people that say they're liberal, but they're conservative. You got people that say they're conservative, but they're really liberal. So it's convoluted and confusing. So I'm not trying to shame, change, make anybody different. If you listen to me and you like what I'm saying, that's all great. If you disagree, it's all great. I want to hear what you got to say. And that's what it is. So I always say my page is everybody's page. My page is open. I want anybody who wants to hop on. If you want to troll, it's all good as long as you are not trolling with hate. If you say I don't agree, then just do that. Oh, okay, brother. Dominance mindset. And Rock, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll stop. I'll listen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Dominance mindset. Go ahead and speak, brother. Go ahead.
Whenever you want. I'm a respectable brother. I don't want to cut you off, sir.
No, it's okay. I'm just rambling.
Is everybody on here a content creator? I know you are. Tosh is, and then.
Yeah, I'm a content creator as well. There, Dom. I'm however you pronounce your name. It's Long, but but I even checked to make sure if I was sub to you, and I already am.
Okay, so what I want to say is this: I think the main problem is that people are scared to be themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people are scared to be themselves. There's a whole lot of like bandwagon following stuff going on. Mm-hmm. People just tend to join things that are popular other than just joining what they really like and they really are. And then I'm speaking from experience, just like me. I'm myself on my channel. I talk about a lot of things. Guys only care about the women part of it. I got a travel vlog on my page. I give book reviews on my page, but they only want to hear about the women. But what I'm saying is I talk to these guys. So they on social media promoting one thing, but I really hear how they really are when I talk to them. So it's like they're like this, but when you get them on the phone, they're totally different people. People need to embrace themselves and embrace who they really are, man, and then they'll be more comfortable in life. That's my take on it.
I agree.
I agree too.
I agree.
Go ahead.
No, I think he touched on some key points. It's important to be who you are. I think that's hard though, because there's a lot of people that reach out to me. They just don't know who they are. You know, there's kids that are in the closet and they're like, they don't know whether to come out. And, you know, you've got kids that look up to rappers and then they want to be that rapper because they don't really know who they haven't found themselves yet. And then you have the adult woman or man that has been insecure all their lives and they see this big personality on YouTube and they look at that personality and they're like, oh, I want to be them, you know? And so it's kind of tricky when you're trying to tell someone to be who they are and they may not even know who they are. But on the flip side of that, it's important to I just feel like it's important to show respect, like especially with social media. I think a lot of the shaming has to do with the fact that people can hide. You can troll someone night or day and no one will ever know who the hell you are. And that's another element to the whole shaming aspect, is that no one will ever know who the hell you are, which makes it even more creepy, actually.
I'm learning. I'm glad everybody's speaking. Brother Dom, I'm gonna say something to you, and I understand your perspective because you try to reach the men, and I get that. But you know what? I think that I'm gonna say some wrong things. It's so many brothers that don't admit their hurt and pain and their frustration and not being able to connect with women. That and I'm gonna do a video about that, and I'm gonna tell you guys up front. It's gonna be called "Do you love women or do you hate them?" Because a lot of brothers, I think they love women, but because they can't get women, they start to hate women, and then they start to try to shame women into acting how they think women should act, and then for whatever choices or decisions that the ladies make, the brothers go at them like that. And I'm not one to tell people what's right or wrong, but I'll tell you one thing. For me, I'm different than most people. I think you should always be upfront and honest about what your intentions are and what you want, so that whenever you deal with somebody, they know how to deal with you. And so a lot of people don't function like that, but that's just my perspective in life. And I'm saying this because I don't really see, I see women doing it too, but I watch a lot more I see more brothers doing it, like trying to shame women for their decisions. And I know sisters do it too, for brothers calling them deadbeats and stuff. But I don't think that's the way that you make people change. You make people change by having great conversations and trying to understand and trying to say, you know, this is the mistake I made. What about you? And learn to accept personal accountability. But a lot of people, because of their hate and anger, they're lashing out at other people, and that's why it's going to be the way it is. Brother Angel, like I said before, dude, I understand. I love you, but you're a different brother. So I know you got somewhat tough skin, but you can't don't take any of these people who come at you, especially the cyber bullies. Try your best to ignore them. That's just my advice, because you got a lot of other stuff going on that you can't really worry about what's going on outside of you. So if you got anything you want to say, go ahead, Brother Angel, because I've been doing a lot of talking.
And to add on to your point there, Tosh, about people who don't really find who they are and such, I've seen many disabled people, from whether it be them in their 30s, them in their 40s, 20s, or however old they are. I've seen many disabled people like myself who cannot find who they really are, like their future dreams, their future goals, what career they want to have, or even to find their true personality. I've seen many disabled people don't find the right niche or right personality or right person for who they really are.
Yeah, I mean, I remember being younger, and I really, it took me a while to really get confident in myself. You know, we grew up in Southern California, and my dad was in the military, and we grew up on a military base, and it was great. It was all roses and sunshine until they divorced, and we moved into this ghetto part of the hood, and then my mom was like, screw this. and we relocated to Santa Cruz, California, which is like a small hippie town. And we were like the only Black people in the whole entire town at one point. It felt like I really didn't know who I was, because I felt like I was too dark for the white kids, and I spoke too proper for the Black kids. And so I never really felt like I fit in. But now looking back, that worked in my favor, because I just created my own niche. I hung out with the jocks. I hung out with the nerds. I hung out with the goths, because I didn't have a niche. But it does take a while for people to really know who they are and feel confident in that, whether Angel, whether you have a disability or not. Trust me, it's a struggle that everyone goes through. And you'll find people who are in their 50s that still don't know who the hell they are. Okay.
Yeah. I totally agree. I tell this to anyone who ever asks. I think I know who I am. I think I know who I am, but who I am changes from day to day. I'm always learning. I'm always growing. I know what I like, but I can like something new tomorrow. So I'm always willing to learn from other people, because so many people know so much more than me. Just interacting with you two and Brother Dom, who got off, and everybody in the chat, man, this makes me feel great. I mean, you guys don't know how much I love you, because I always want to learn and grow, and I wish more people were more open. So a lot of times I could be at a workplace or at an event, and people don't want to interact with me, and I'm a little bit sad, because I love people. Not that I can't love being by myself, but I really love to talk to people, and I really love to know what other people think, and I want people to feel good around me. So it makes me feel sad when people are not happy just being around me, because damn it, I'm fun. I'm joking, but that's how I think.
But you know, to add on what you just said there, Tosh, when I was in the K through 12 grade, there was one situation where I tried asking many classmates to see if I could sit with them for lunch, and just like any TV show or movie, where if you ask, "Hey, can I sit with you?" they just walk right up and go and empty the table because they don't want to be with you. Well, that has happened to me in real life. Can't remember what grade, but I've went to about 5 different tables when I was in the K through 12 grade the school, and I every time I've asked, students would just go away, and I thought to myself, is something wrong? But apparently it was people having a problem with my personality of me being disabled, and they didn't want to have a person like myself around them. And then I just felt ashamed of myself, because not very many people wanted me around, wanted me to hang out with them. But I just think back then it was like in my early stages of disabilities at its worstness. But now that I'm older, there are many more people than I had when I was in the K through 12, where people now want me with them. They want me to be in their hangouts here on YouTube, and I have a more bigger fan base and more love from people than I did when I was in the K through 12, which I gratefully appreciate. But that was a struggle for me when I was younger, because people would just walk up and not want me around.
Well, I am saddened to hear that. And I'm going to tell you something that my mom used to tell me. So I remember in school, I was always treated differently by a certain group of racist kids. They're just racist. And I blame their damn parents, because for a kid to be racist at the age of 8, but I used to go to my mom, I'm like, Mom, how do I make these kids like me? How do I make them like me? And you know what my mom told me? She said, Tosh, there's always going to be someone that doesn't like you. And if they don't like you and you haven't done anything to them, it's because they don't like themselves. And that is the honest to God's truth, Angel. If someone is showing you hate for no reason, you did nothing to them, they are more insecure about themselves than what you would even realize. And you know, in life, I find that more and more and more as I interact with people and I engage with different situations, whether it be on YouTube or at work or in, personal relationships, you're always going to find someone that does not like you. F them. Okay, keep it moving. Don't rent space in your head, because there's so many other people in this world that love you and they actually want to spend the time with you. They enjoy your conversation. So for the people that actually don't like you, I mean, I always try to evaluate myself because I'm not perfect. And if people are coming to me with this vibe, I have to look at myself. If I'm the common denominator all the time with how people react to me, I got to look at myself and say, okay, Tosh, what the hell are you doing to make all of these people react to you in the same way? But if you find that you're not the common denominator and people are just being mean and vicious to you for no reason, screw them, Angel. Keep it moving. Don't even rent space in your head over it, because it's not worth it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you just need to like focus upon what makes you yourself unique and such, and just be appreciative of yourself. And if someone doesn't like you or doesn't appreciate who you are, then that's their problem. It's like you said, if someone is hating upon you, they have a problem with themselves and they don't like themselves. Like in addition to the troll, I had one person who I won't say who it is, where she called, said that I was too much of an annoying person, and she even asked one of her moderators to block me, and a few of my friends who were on her panel, where they were like, "Hey, why did you delete Angel? Yeah, why?" And and the person was like, "I can't stand him like that." And then what did Angel do? Yeah, yeah, what did he do? He talks too loud. He's always begging, begging, begging. And I thought, huh? Well, how exactly am I a beggar if I am simply asking a question? And how can I be loud if I've been like this all my life? Because yes, I do talk fast. Yes, I do talk a bit loud. But if you're the kind of person who cannot handle someone talking at a fast rate or talking at a fast volume, it shows that you have something problem with yourselves inside, and where you want to say, I'm a beggar, I'm a this, I'm a that. Well, guess what? That's fine. If you don't like the way I talk, if you don't like the way I speak at a fast rate, then there's something wrong with you and yourself that makes yourself insecure, that is trying to make you come after me.
People just are not willing to take the time to shut up and listen sometimes. And I've learned that the hard way in my youth. I used to think I knew everything, so I would always talk, talk, talk. I had to learn how to shut up and listen. You know, Angel, what I learned about you through listening in the first few minutes of this phone call is that you said you have a couple of disabilities, but you're working through them. So why would I then target you for the way that you speak or for your personality type when you've been open and honest about some about personal things that you don't even have to share with us? So that's just, to me, ignorance on other people's part. And they're picking, people will pick. There's people that will never like me because I am Black. I was born Black, and they'll never like me. There's this one woman that always offends me, but she doesn't realize she offends me, and I don't think she's trying to. But she'll, every time she sees me, she says, "Hey, girlfriend, how you doing?" And she starts moving her head from side to side, and I just think to myself, you don't like, you can relate. You don't have to try and use stereotypical things to try and relate to me. You can just talk to me, you know what I mean? But if that's what makes you feel comfortable talking to me, cool. It's a little offensive, but it's all good. I'm just going to give her a pass. You know what I mean? So life is crazy. There's just a lot of oddballs out there. I'm so glad I have the mindset I have now, because I honestly, when people talk about sociopaths and they don't have any feeling and they don't care, I'm kind of like that with some people. It's just like, okay, you just told me what you think about me, and it makes no sense. You can go F yourself, because today I'm not going to rent space in my head over it. But that doesn't give them a pass for doing what they do, and it's still frustrating. You know, I'll never understand when I read some of these letters from these kids that are just on the brink of suicide because they're being bullied in school. I'll never understand that. And then you look at the system that's not protecting these kids from the constant ridicule. There's so many layers. I can go on and on and on. But, you know, Angel, you sound like a really nice person. You've been very respectful to me during this whole live stream. I can't imagine anyone messing with you. But just know that that's always going to happen in life, and we just feel sorry for people like that. Charles, I'm gonna hand it over to you, buddy, because I'm getting hot.
It looks like he's becoming. It looks like he's becoming a bit down in the dumps, like as if he's being melted into a puddle.
And I'm always happy. I enjoy listening to other people speak. So you can never overtake me. Just having you guys here was great. Tosh, if you've got something you got to do, I understand. I love it. I think a one-on-one with you would be fantastic. But right now I'm enjoying talking about the Angel too. So I understand. Listen, I'm learning from you everybody. I was reading the chat, and KC Detox Diva was talking about her. She said my son has high functioning autism, OCD and ODD, anxiety, mood disorder, and he's 21, and he just got taken advantage of by his roommate, his best friend. It was a terrible situation. Now he's moving to Florida. What really does piss me off, Angel, is I agree with that. Angel's doing the best. We are all made differently, and people need to grow more patient and understanding. I have nothing but love for Brother Angel. I know.
And, I've done a few live streams and discussion about this on my channel before, because I've done a few hangout panels and discussed things like my first ever one was the one that I did with a gender fluid person by the name of Sarah Kellison. And the thing that I talked about with her was people need to accept you for who you are. And that went pretty well. And then afterwards, I did another one titled let me see here. Don't judge people. Get to know them and give them a chance. Because we're always being judged upon people and such. So I decided to have that, and so I did a few panel discussions about judgment, about accepting, and even about how people like to try to ridicule and shame you into something that you'd never even fall for. So I had a few things like that, and I just think to myself, exactly how can I teach people more about this kind of stuff? But apparently, the only person who can teach themselves is the person that self. If the person doesn't want to learn a lesson about respect, then that's the problem where they don't want to teach and would much rather be disrespectful to people instead of learning respect. And if a person doesn't want to learn the decency of not judging and go ahead and judge you, call you names, then that's that person's the problem of why they want to do that. But I just wish people would learn to not do this. But I know you can't change a person. The person can only change themselves.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm always saying the same thing. Just respect is always subjective. And I can't know I'm being disrespectful until you tell me that you find something to be disrespectful. Of course, we can say we all have common courtesy, but that's assuming that a person comes from the same culture, the same environment, and have the same moralistic and ethical outlook as you. So what I try to do is I'm always trying to establish whatever my premise is, how I stand and how I flow. So when people know me, they know who they're dealing with, how to act and how not to act. So then they know what I tolerate and what I don't. And if you can't abide by my wishes, then we don't need to interact. And that's how I roll with people. I'm not one to ever shame somebody. I'm really against shaming. And I do know that you can shame people, but people resent it, and you don't know what somebody's mental state is and what they're going through. So for me, I don't want to shame anyone, but I wish more people were honest. And that's the problem. A lot of people, like you said, they don't know who they are and they're trying to fit in, but they're unhappy. And no matter how I feel, you should be honest with me. If you think I suck, I got friends that don't. I always ask them what they think. Oh, Charles, you should do this, you should do that. And I listen. It don't bother me because I'm oblivious, but I still want to hear their opinion. And they say, for me, they say it's cool that we can talk to you because you don't take nothing personal. And really, I don't. I forget before I forgive, but I forget quite fast. So you can call me all type of names 2 days ago, and I'm like, huh, you did? Because it means nothing. I'm gonna remember your smile before I'm going to remember your criticism, really, unless you do something extremely detrimental, and that doesn't happen much. And you guys have been extremely awesome. I'm trust me, I can go on forever, but since you guys are here, I'm trying not to be long-winded. I'm trying to involve you, and I'd love to ask you some questions. Tosh, how long are you going to stay?
I got it probably another 5 to 10 minutes, but before I do go, I know that Casey Detox Diva's trying to get onto the panel. I think she would be a great person to add to this commentary.
Oh, I think I dropped it. Hold on. I think I dropped the link in the chat. She says, "Now, you know what? Email me at charlesgilmore3@gmail, and then I send you the email if you want to hop on and talk."
Okay, Charles Gilmore
3@gmail. Yep, my name, Charles, first name, last name, the number 3@gmail.com. If she emails me, and then I'll reply and just email her right back the link, and then she can get on through that.
All right, Casey, girl. He's email him and he'll send you the link, because I really think that she would add some meaningful commentary to this. Especially, I'm gonna jump off in a little bit, but I will still stay to listen to you guys. But I did have a question for you, Charles.
Go ahead.
My question for you is, have you ever been shamed? And specifically, have you ever been shamed on YouTube? And if so, how do you deal with it? Like, how do you manage through it? Because there's been a lot of situations where I've literally had to go and like get off of YouTube for about a week, okay? Because I was fitting to cuss someone out, and I couldn't do that. So I just be curious to know if you've ever dealt with shaming, internet shaming, and how you mitigate that.
Well, I don't. Nobody has openly called me out on my name to shame me, but maybe subtly somebody tried. But I would probably respond the same as they respond. So if they say something, I'm gonna say something back without saying their name, and I'm done with it. So it would never be disrespectful, because I really, I don't get heated like that. I did a video said you don't like me because I'm not like you, and that was kind of just a rebuttal for anybody who has something to say about me being different or anyone being different, because you can't change me. I'm gonna do me. You do you. I don't. Tosh, you're awesome. So you should never let anyone bother you ever, because you got too many people that love you. So don't worry about the people that's gonna hate you. That's how I look at it, man. I give a rat's ass. I give a detox. So I don't care. I could say something wrong, but it's never blatantly. If somebody doesn't like something I say, my email, hit me up and come at me through email. Don't. If you want to go at me through YouTube, it's cool, but that's a battle you don't want to fight with me, because I will. I'm sorry. Let me just be humble. I will put you, without saying anything about you, I will make you think and read some books. So that's how I think. So I don't let stuff get to me. Life is too great. I'm alive. I get to talk to you. I can talk to Tosh. How can you beat that? That's awesome. I have my brother Dom come on.
Let's go on the Tosh 2.0 show, starring the guest Charles Gilmore III.
Oh, Charles! Look what Charles done started.
Oh well. Anyway,
tonight on Tosh 2.0, Charles Gilmore III announces his stream with Angel Munez, and later, Dom the stars in the new Happy Gilmore 2.0 movie.
All right, guys. Well, my family's giving me the side eye because I was supposed to be cooking dinner. Okay. So I'm gonna jump off, Charles, but I'm listening because I really want to hear what more you have to contribute to this, and I also want to hear hopefully if Casey can jump on. I'd love to hear her thoughts on this topic. And thank you for having me, and it's a pleasure meeting you, Angel, as well.
And like I said, I subbed to your channel. Looking forward to what you put out there.
Okay, cool. Are you a content creator? If so, I'll add.
I am a content creator as well. But my channel is a variety channel because I know for most people they usually stick to one particular thing for their channel. Like gamers usually stick to gaming. Reaction channels stick to reaction videos. Music channels stick to their own music creations and music covers. Well, for me, I'm a bit more broader than that. I like variety because my channel is full of mukbangs, product reviews, live streaming, the music covers. I do such a barrage range of things that it's a variety channel basically. So I am a content creator, and I have a new video coming out tomorrow where it's titled Songs That Were Sung at Church on Sunday, October the 14th, 2018, because over the past few days I've been meaning to get my compilation video of songs that were sung at Sunday church, but I've had such a busy week thus far that I didn't have time until today to get my video finally put together and scheduled for upload. So I'll have that video uploaded and scheduled for tomorrow at 10 a.m. So yeah, I am a content creator and I enjoy it.
Okay, cool. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you, Angel. And
Hello, great, blessed evening, everybody.
Oh, hey there, Casey.
hey, Casey! Yeah, what?
Hey, Casey, glad to see you, and thanks for the compliment that you said in the chat there.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me, everybody.
Well,
I
thank
was,
you for
I
stopping
was,
by.
I was headed to bed, and I seen this awesome and amazing conversation going on, so I just had to be a part of it today. So, Charles, you know what? I want to first say to you, brother, I want you to keep on doing what you're doing. I love the real conversations. I love the real talk, and I love the realness that you have here. You are going to be an awesome, a bigger YouTuber. Just wait because it's coming. The content that you have, the realness that you have, and the people that you have on your panels are showing what you really are made of. So just keep doing what you're doing. I love when you come over to my channel and just kind of drop a couple of coins and then walk away, you know. And so I appreciate that. So I see it coming for you. So just be ready. Yeah, just be ready.
And
But
there's no time like the present. I have to piggyback off of what Casey said about Charles Gilmore because, it's really interesting how his when he writes a comment, you can tell that there's thought put behind it.
yeah,
And that is what attracted me to his channel to come check him out.
yes.
Charles, you are an amazing person, and I'm not just saying that to blow smoke because I'm on your panel. It's just there's something about you that's different in a good way, and you keep bringing it. Casey, you're the same. I love your content. You are such a loyal supporter, and you bring good, thought-provoking content. And sometimes you just are, you just come and you have a good time. You just know how to engage with people, both of you. So I love all of you. Angel, it was great meeting you. I'm gonna jump off, Charles, but I'm listening to your commentary. So
yeah, check out my channel when you get the chance for Tosh time.
Okay, cool. I've added you.
Maybe I could set up a live stream panel with you one of these days to have it be the Tosh hour.
No, we don't need to make the Tosh hour. You make it not about me, and I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm just
She's
joking
a
with
very
you.
modest person. Very modest. She's very modest. So, she doesn't like the limelight, but she's such a sweetheart. And when I say that Tosh makes her rounds to everybody's channel and actively in everybody's channel and conversating in everybody's channel, it's just amazing that you even have the time to do all that. And that's remarkable to me.
Well,
So
I appreciate the conversations with you guys. I mean, I learned so much. Casey, I went back on some of your videos, and I think everyone should go back on your videos because you are a survivor. A lot of people don't really understand you are a walking miracle, and that is what gets me. When I meet people that really touch me, it's not. I think what people give me too much credit for is they say, "Oh, wow, you can make it to all of these different channels." It's because I want to.
all
Because
right.
you guys, because you pull me in. It's not. See, this comes naturally for me because it's something I naturally want to do with certain people because you impact me. So I can go on and on, but I have to go because my family's gonna kill me right now.
I'll see you later there, Tosh.
All right, guys. Bye, Charles. Bye, guys. I love you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Much love.
Ooh, bye.
So come on in, Casey. I'm more than happy to have you, and I'd love to hear anything you have to say because we've been talking. So it's your time, your time. Speak, please, sister.
Well, I will say that there's is it an echo on your end?
No.
I don't hear.
Okay.
Nope.
So what I would say is that as a young person, for me, I didn't know I had a disability. From the time I can remember, I had problems and issues with learning, with reading, with everything in my life. I was sick and dizzy and suffering, but didn't know that that wasn't normal, and my mother took me to the doctor all the time, but they only treated symptoms back then. And so my struggle was from day one. And I was hit by a car and landed on top of the vehicle. And was in a body cast. And I didn't have any internal injuries, but my brain herniated into my spinal column. And it was that way for 40 years. And so, what I can say about disability and the way people treat you, I was ridiculed and I stuttered. I still have cognitive issues and reading problems. I didn't know I had dyslexia and a lot of different things. And so, people made fun of me not only because of my disability, because I'm dark skinned, because I was skinny. People are going to find things in your life about you. It doesn't matter that that you are a remarkable individual, that you can motivate people and love people. People are going to find things in your life to try to ridicule you, make you feel bad, to make you feel weak, to make you want to quit. There's a lot of people that is just their aura and who they are, is to try to hurt people. And so we as people, no matter disability or not, because I believe every single one of us we have imperfections, but they don't make us imperfect. We're perfect in God's eyes as long as we recognize that we are perfect people. And so we are just unique. Yes, I have this disorder, but it does not define who I am. You have an autism or OCD or ODD or personality disorder, whatever you got, defines you as a person. It just makes you a unique individual. And people should not make you feel bad for your personality and who you are, unless you're a rude individual or something. But we're all uniquely made, and we all need to respect each other much, much more. But of course, we know we have those people that try to make us feel bad. And so, what we have to do is we have to build up our confidence, who we are as people, what we stand for. And when people try to come at us with these type of behaviors, it's like a force field. You can't touch me. There's nothing that you can do to me. There's nothing that you can say to me to make me feel a certain kind of way. I was attacked before I even knew people got attacked on YouTube. I almost quit before I even knew that people got quit because of being attacked on YouTube. I've been quiet for a whole year for somebody attacking me, and this is a big YouTuber. So I can tell y'all, I know how it feels to be attacked. But what it is right now, I feel empowered. That person cannot touch me. They can't say nothing to me. They can't make me feel bad. And every time I see a person that follows them, that is their minion, I feel empowered. They can't say nothing to me. They try. They can't. There's nothing they can do to me. So Angel, you have to just know that you're awesome, and you can't allow people to make you feel any kind of way. If somebody feels, he's gone. So if somebody makes you feel a certain kind of way, guess what you do? Step away from that person, or you ignore them. One of the two. But I wouldn't even fight those people. They're not worth the fight. They're not worth your energy. You're wasting your time with people that are ignorant. So if they don't have the patience and understanding to know who you are as a person, they definitely don't deserve your time or your energy by fighting them or arguing with them. Step away from them. I've stepped away from a lot of live streams and a lot of people over the last year. And I'm going to tell you, it's the best thing that I have ever done. So if you got to step away from people, then that's what you got to do. But you have to empower yourself and tell yourself, you know what? I am enough. It doesn't matter what people say about me, that I am uniquely made and perfect in God's eyes. And there's nothing that these people can do to me to make me feel bad. And that's all I really have to say about that.
I totally agree with you. That's my advice. Nothing anybody says to me bothers me. Like, not saying I don't feel guilty, because if I did something that's like that hurt somebody and I was unaware, I have empathy for that. Yeah, I feel bad about that. But
Yes.
about something that I'm saying, and I'm
Yes.
not. I joke, but I'm never coming at somebody negative. And I'm always going to
Yes.
ask somebody, well, what do you mean by that, so I can understand their perspective. I'm never going to put somebody down for their own voice as long as they're not attacking other people. I'll never put somebody
Exactly.
down for their belief, for whatever identity they have, or for whatever issues they have, because you have the same right to existence as I do. And I don't know what your religious belief is. I know yours, but the average person I don't. So
Right.
the creator, God, whatever term you want to use, gave you the same existence as I do. So you're special. And I appreciate and love that you exist, because that means that I have the right to exist too. And I wish more people thought like that, because so many people are fantastic and so many people are right in what they do. You're not stealing from somebody, you're not hurting anybody. Live your
Right.
life. And
Right.
you have the right to express it, as long as you're not ostracizing, or I shouldn't say that, as long as you're not oppressing someone else. And I'm never going to try to stop somebody from being who they want to be, as long as they're not hurting other people. And
Right.
my page is a page of love. It's like, this page of silliness. It's a page of stupid pervertedness sometimes, but it's really more about love. So so when you come here, that's what it's about, and that's all I'm about. That's why I can't co-sign on a lot of hatred at people, because I don't feel that. And you can call me any term you want, but I'm not coming here to beat up any group or to put anyone down. I'm coming here to learn and ask questions, and that's all I can do. So, to the KC, let me ask you more questions. Um,
Yes.
it's going to, hopefully it will not be painful, and I'm not trying to go from pain, but what did a person say to you to make you want to walk away from doing YouTube? I'm just curious. I'm outside. What could they actually say? What did they say?
Well, it wasn't what they said. This was someone that I actually knew before
Hmm.
new YouTube.
Okay.
These are actually my friends. These are
Hmm.
people that I actually met when I started coming to Florida to visit. I met this lady that was she was a decent sized YouTube. She
Hmm.
probably had at the time 75,000 subscribers.
Hmm.
And I wasn't doing YouTube at that point. I mean, I had a channel and I would do like a vlog for like, I was traveling around the country teaching, and I would do a vlog like for a restaurant or something every once in a blue moon here and there. And so I met her and I started going to her house every once in a while. And then I would come down on the weekend and I would stay with her.
Hmm.
And after a while, her sister got jealous and some other stuff happened. And they were arguing, oh, not over me, but over other stuff. And it just became really like tense, you know? And my whole plan was to move here. So I had already bought a car before I had really started hanging around her. And I would leave my car at the airport. And then I found a job. And so I told her, I said, I'm going to be moving, and getting my own place. And she's like, no, you don't have to move. You can stay here. And I was like, no, I need to let your grandkids and you guys, and I say move. I really was only there on the weekend, but I was like, I'm going to go ahead and take my stuff and get a place and everything. And so I didn't like that. But her sister didn't like me and she was very controlling, and she would tell her, she's breaking up our family, I miss you, putting things in her head that I was doing something to them and it wasn't me. So basically, one day I just left. And then after that, the next day, the lady that I was staying with, which was another friend of mine that I met through her, she messaged her and told her that I had broken her computer, I stole these things from her, and that I was a troll, and that I had did all this stuff. I mean, she was crazy. She it was really, I won't go, it's a lot more information, a lot more into that depth. So basically, I started doing YouTube because I was staying with her, which I'm grateful for. I don't have a bad thought about this woman. I could care less about her. I loved her because she was my friend. I still love her because she's a human being. I don't hate her. I have no hate for her. I've never spoken bad about her. I've never even spoke this in depth about this situation on my own channel. I keep it out of that place because that is not who I am as a person. I don't put those things out there in the atmosphere. Now, when I did start talking about it, I talked about it in a way of love. I talked about how you need to be able to overcome things that obstacles in your life. I didn't talk about it in a way where it was a dramatic situation and, emotional, because that's how women are. We are emotional creatures and we act on emotion and we don't think about the logical things in life. And so for a whole year, I've been keeping myself quiet, and I've been attacked all over YouTube, Charles. I've been attacked in live streams. I've been called fake and phony. I've been called anything and everything. I've been blocked. I've been dogged out. And so for me, when I initially came here and all that happened, I stepped away for a couple of weeks. I had to gather myself because I had never experienced being attacked that way. Just not only in person, but on YouTube. It was like I went from being attacked in real life because I had to find a place where I had gated community because I was afraid for my life. Okay. Mm-hmm. It got to that point. And then it came on YouTube. Now this woman has almost 200,000+ subscribers, and she'll say something in a live stream. Wow. All the time. She would just say something. Well, Casey Detox Diva, blah, blah, blah. She would say my whole channel and she'll just say something live. I found out she said I tried to poison her. So these people are believing what she's saying, and I'm being attacked all over YouTube.
That's crazy. So
ultimately, when I say I've been attacked, it's not by one person. It's by minions and lots of people. And I can tell you, even right now to this day, if I go into a live stream, there's at least 20 people in there that know her, that are associated with her at any given time. But you don't know any of these things about me because I carry it on my shoulder. I don't carry it on my sleeve. I don't let things penetrate my soul and in my heart. I pray for my enemies, and I pray for people that mistreat other people. And I pray for her soul. I pray that she gets the help that she needs, that she will stop attacking me. I'm not the only one. Mm-hmm. I'm not the only one. I'm the only one that she's done it because I've known her in person. But there are other people that this is happening to. When she gets what she needs, she throws them away. Or she can't get what she needs, she throws you away. Well, you know what? Eventually, people are going to start seeing this. And that's all I can do. I can't worry about it, but I will not gossip. I won't say her name. I won't say her channel. I won't say anything.
I'm sorry to hear about that. That's a sad thing, and I see it virtually all over the place. And I never I get it. Some people think talking about other people and it will get you growth and views, but that's just not the way to conduct any type of business. Yeah. And I'm so not with that.
No, bless you.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing bad to say about nobody. I mean, I can joke, but as soon as I know it's not good, I'm done. I'm not trying to hurt you. If you can joke, I can joke, but it got to be all in fun. If it's not in fun, then I'm not bringing it to you.
Well, and and I don't have a problem. Like if you would have asked me the question about this situation, even 6 months ago, I wouldn't have answered. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't have said a word. But because it doesn't bother me anymore, and it wasn't like a bothersome as if crying and all of that. It was more of a bothersome that basically, and I'll just be honest with you, God told me to be quiet, and I'm not a quiet person. If somebody attacks me, I get them back. You know what I mean? If you got something to say to me, I'm in your face. That's the type of person that I've always been. Real conversations. You got something to say? Let's talk about it. Yeah. But I literally had to shut it down until I was able to talk about it without being angry. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so I'm just now getting to that point where I don't talk about it without being, and I've done a lot of videos to myself. Nobody will ever see them. But this lady even emailed me recently, and with all these accusations, and then at the end of how that passive aggressive or aggressive passive, at the end of the email, it says, well, we were good friends. After she said all this stuff that I supposedly did, at that point I said, I poisoned you. wait a minute, I called DFS on you? Wait a minute, But in the end, she's like, well, we were good friends and I learned a lot from you. And I heard you were sick and I'm praying for you. And the only thing I can think of, Charles, I'm going to be honest with you. The only thing I could think of is that I don't want you praying for me. Wow. But I know I couldn't say that. It's like, wow. I don't want you praying for me, and so that's the only thing I could think of. But I did not respond to her email. I refused. I haven't responded to anyone when they say something bad to me. I don't respond to them. I let them talk to themselves. I don't say nothing.
I understand. I mean, I have no advice to give. I'm not going to give any. Me, I'm similar, but if somebody's positive to me, I'm always positive back. So you say something nice, I say something nice back, but it don't mean we gonna reconnect. I just know how to be amicable. But sometimes you know what is best to avoid drama, and you doing the right thing that's for you.
Well, the thing is, there was no niceness in that email. Everything was nasty, and then it was nice at the end. It was like she was trying to recover. You can't say I did all this stuff and then say something nice at the end.
I understand.
So it balanced its own self out for her, but it didn't do anything for me. I'm a kind and nice. I pray for her, and I'm happy for you if you happy. But I don't have to interact with you on any course. If you are kind to me, I'm kind to you. If you got a problem, I'm still going to speak to you. If I see you, I'll speak to you. But as far as addressing an email, because the interpretation of it all is there, people can interpret it the way they see fit. You're not going to have me putting things in writing for your own gain. So I'm not going to do that.
I understand.
I'm not going to put myself in that situation.
I get you. I totally understand. I get you. Man, thank you for sharing. That's a lot to chew on right there.
Man. Okay. And so you never know what somebody's going through. Be a kinder person to people, because you never know what somebody is going through or any of that. So I use a lot of the people that follow me. Some of them were there when this was going on. They've seen they've seen the whole situation. But I can tell you that through all of this, I have grown like, wow. As personality, my spirituality, everything has grown. And so I know that there was a purpose for this situation, that I had to learn how to deal with it. And so I take it in stride, and I take it as a positive thing that happens, not a negative thing. Because
the Casey, in addition to that, the people try to shame with one another with accusations, like how the troll tried to shame me by saying that I was the culprit of the accident, and the person who said that I'm too loud and such. I've been accused, and so many times over the past few years, like I've been called a traitor. I've been called the person who went against their own group. I've been accused of so many of this, but if it ever comes to being accused of someone, that person needs to learn to give that one person to defend themselves. Because when I was accused of being a traitor, and the person invited me to try to tell why I was there or how and such, I didn't even wasn't able to get one full sweet sentence in without being interrupted, continue on being accused of, be continued calling this and that. In fact, I've also been called a few racial slurs that I won't say on here from when I was in this prior group. And I just think, well, what if you're going to put this kind of accusation on me and try to shame me, learn to give me a chance to defend myself and give my side of the story. It's kind of like how the Democrats' new motive is you're guilty until proven innocent. Well, shouldn't I have the due process of telling my story and my side to see if I'm guilty or innocent and such? But I guess the person didn't even want to give me a chance or maybe 5 minutes to tell myself.
I'm listening, brother. You made a statement I kind of want to get into, but I will, just but in a different way. One thing I try not to do is I try not to generalize and say the liberals or the Democrats. You should say some, because when you put a whole group into something, that's kind of In my opinion, that's not the right thing to do because everybody doesn't think the same way. Too many people use those blanket statements to denigrate a group or several groups or whatever. And I try not to do that. And you can say that it seems like a lot of them do this. Then I can expect that. But when I say that's like me saying the Republicans are all this, or so I don't do that. But that's just my perspective. Too many people get caught up into political rhetoric that separates people instead of saying what is the issue and what is your issue and what is your stance. So I go by that. My stance, since you went there, Angel, and I want to now, is I want to see people have fairness and justice. And since we're all different, we can't ever be equal. Some people are going to need more help than others. Some people will need less. Some people are going to have more money. Some people going to get less. So all we can do, if we're going to talk about equality, is have fairness. It means getting everybody the same opportunity to be punished or to be rewarded. That's all I can say. Other than that, equality is always going to be subjective. You tell somebody that's worth a couple $2 billion that they got to share their money, and they're gonna be like, "Why? I worked for it," even if they didn't. So we can't ever make it fair and equal because people won't participate in that because people don't want to be equal and they don't want to be fair. They want to be better, and they still want the opportunity to succeed and achieve to be better than what they are. And that even if it's fantasy or reality, people still want that dream to exist. But I understand where you're coming from, Brother Angel. I'm never going to hate people for who they choose to associate with. And whoever you associate with, it doesn't mean that you hate the group or dislike the group. I've heard people say stuff like, even if somebody like, I wouldn't, let's talk about Donald Trump real fast, and not a negative thing, but even agree or disagree with him, you should never not want to hear what he has to say. You can say, well, I don't agree with you. And once you have to dialogue, then we have nothing else to talk about until we can come to a conclusion. But other than that, I'm going to listen to anyone. And I'm never, if my worst enemy, if we can come to a peace, wanted to sit and talk and come to a peaceful resolution, I'm with that. But if I see that there can't be peace, then there's nothing else to say. And that's just me. I'm just different. I agree with all of you. And this has been really quite, this has really been quite a learning experience. I wish I had more people to hop on. I think I will do a part 2 for this because I know I've been going on for some time, and I want to, not that I don't want to keep going, but I know you guys want to get on and do what you guys got to do. So we'll do a part 2 on this. I don't know when, maybe next week sometime, because I think it's a good dialogue, and I just wish I get more people to talk about it and see what they think. Because I don't think you should ever. Go ahead,
I didn't get anybody.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I tweeted it out to see if we can get more people here, but I don't know if it's because it's late. It's 9:13 at night. I don't know why nobody's jumping on because there's really nobody live. So I don't know.
Nobody knows me, so don't worry about it. But I will do a part 2, and maybe sooner or later somebody will say, okay, huh?
This is my suggestion, and this is how you drive traffic to your live streams. The people that you have on your panel, you need to have them do a short video and say, hey, I'm going to be on such and such's panel. Here's the link to his panel. And so they can post on their channel, and then it has the link, and then it'll drive traffic to that live stream that you're having.
It makes sense. I'll schedule it. We can hook it up if you want to get on. I mean, I just like to talk to people, but for me, it's not. When they say drive traffic, I don't really think about it. I really don't look at this as a business at all. This is just fun and conversation for me.
But you said you want more people. That's how you want more people.
Dialogues. And what you're saying is totally correct. I'm with it. I'm not opposed to it at all. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying I just never thought about it like that. That's all.
All right. I'm just thinking outside the box of where you can have more people on, because honestly, these conversations, I feel like more than not, most of the conversations, 99% of the conversation that you have are things that people need to talk about. I will say that there's been a few that I'm like, I don't want to, I'm not a politics person. You start talking about politics, I get glassed over and I'm ready to get off the panel. I just not. So, but in my eyes, I feel like most of the conversations that you have are things that people of all walks of life need to have the conversations about. So, with that being said, I feel like, more to have the people that you're having on the panel, to have them do that. It's not that big of a deal. You pick up a phone, you talk into it, and then you put the link in there and keep going. And that's it.
You're right.
It's not that.
Right. I'm learning. I'm willing to learn.
Yeah. You send me a message and say, "Hey, I'm gonna have this panel in 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever it is, whenever you schedule it," and you send me the link of the live stream. I will do a video and say, "Hey, my buddy over here is having this live stream. This is what it's about. It's going to be very interesting. Guys should come over and watch it."
It sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
That sounds planful. Is it planful? That's so silly. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just like, wow. This to me, this is always. I guess it's just fun for me, and I just really appreciate anyone stopping by. And I'm going to do a part two. This is going to schedule it for sometime next week, and I will get in contact with you, sister, and brother Angel.
Yeah.
So let's keep it going. I just want to hear more people because I just want to hear what other people think. I think you should never shame people, and too many people try to use it as a tactic to get people to do what they want to do, and they're not respecting individualities, and they're not respecting differences. And you got to learn to respect other people's differences. We are not the same. We're not from the same culture. We don't all have the same advantages or disadvantages. So try to be understanding and try to be loving. Sister Casey, you got any last words to say?
I just wanted to say that Tosh said that she would be happy to promote the next live stream. So see, that's what I'm saying. All that, and that right there in itself, all of us doing that, it's bringing consciousness to not only to your channel, but it's bringing consciousness to the actual dialogue and the topic of conversation, and so that you can have more, because you don't realize that, like I said when I first got up here, is that you don't realize the impact. I know you do it for your reasons, but I see it as an outsider looking in. You don't know how much I've watched of your channel before I even came in here. You don't know how much I watched of your panels. Even the first time you asked me to come on, I was like, no, I have to check you out. I got to see what you're about, because I have to be very selective about the panels that I go on because of the situation. And so I was watching, I was looking, I was checking it out. And I'm like, okay, I really like this dude. I like what he's talking about. Even the silliness, I just start laughing. When you start getting silly, I think it's hilarious. I'm like, okay, I needed that laugh. I think it's awesome.
Casey, I've seen you a few times on my live streams and the chat a few times, and it's definitely a great having people like you there. But if I do say so myself, I think I'm more funnier than Happy Gilmore 2.0 is.
Okay.
Alrighty then. But that's all I really have to say. I think that you need to, and Charles, and don't take this the wrong way, I think you need to give yourself more credit, because, I know why you do it, but I see it as in a different light than you do. I see it as something. I don't know if anybody told you that I have a spiritual knowing, but I see this as an opportunity for you to grow expeditiously. I mean, huge. The topics of conversation are things that people need to hear. Yeah, you're small right now. I'm small too, but I can tell you that you have the right people behind you to help you to kind of elevate. And so all you got to do is just open your mouth and talk.
Well, thanks. We'll connect. I'd love to hook up with anybody who wants to talk. I like it. I enjoy conversation. I love people. I love you. This is awesome.
Yeah, so I love your channel, and like I said, even before you even came to my channel, I've been coming over here a long time. You just didn't know it, from when you had 100 and something subscribers. And when I first saw you, it was a crazy live stream, and I was like, this dude, what is up with him? You had some people on the panel, and you were talking about relationships and submissiveness, and I was like, okay, so let me watch this and see what he's talking about, So, and I've been coming back ever since.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So you don't realize you got people that follow you all the time. And if people learn more about you, you're going to grow. I mean, huge. So just be ready, because it's coming.
Oh, thank you. I'm humbled.
Yeah, it's coming. So, but I am going to run, because I have to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning. And it's 9:20 right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here as well because I need to look for something to eat because I haven't had dinner yet, and it's already 8:20 p.m. here where I live in the Central Time Zone. So I'm looking forward to a part two, and it's always great seeing you around there,
Yes,
Casey.
it's good to see you, Angel.
But may I ask you this: who is more funnier, me or Charles
You
Gilmore?
are.
Of course, you're funny. Well, wait a minute. Okay, so the other day, Angel did. I can't remember what it was, and I was like, "Really, Angel? Really?" And I just kind of to myself, I said, like he could hear me, like, "Really, Angel? Seriously?" But then I do that to Charles too, so I think y'all about even. So
I give the crown to
I'm
Angel.
like over here going, rolling my eyes at both of y'all, going, "Really?"
I give the crown to Angel. You got it, Angel. I let you have it.
All right. Well, I
Goodbye,
wish you
everyone.
both a wonderful night. Thank you, Charles, for having me. I really, truly enjoyed this live stream. And I appreciate being on here with you, Angel. Look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. And you know what? Shake the haters off, brother. Just shake them off and keep it moving. Don't even worry about it. Let them see your rear view mirror. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
You got any last things you want to say, Angel? Because I know you didn't get your last.
One last thing I want to say is before I head out for the evening myself as well is always learn to respect people and such and accept the person for who he or she is. If it's a person that's disabled, a person who is a different form of gender, or or a person who is a different form of race, just accept the person for who they are and go and meet that person. Go to their channel. Go see their content. Don't just judge someone a bit or try to shame them based upon their personality, whether they be a fast talker or whether it be they're having two different form of genders. We're all different in our own form of way, but we all have something that makes us different. But we're all the same person, all inside of us. Because if you really think about it, so learn to accept the person for who they are, and learn to respect the person the way you want to do so. And I'll definitely take your guys' advice to heart about not letting the trolls try to get too much of me to just shake it off. But one thing I wish I could shake off of Happy Gilmore 2.0 is his Darth Vader picture, because his profile picture with his cap around him makes him look like Darth Vader.
Okay. All right. My last, I said it. I'm gonna say it again. You should never try to shame anybody into acting any which way. Let people be who they are. If you're a parent and that's your child and you're trying to mold your children, I'm not a parent, but I would say talk to them. And as long as tell them once they become an adult, they're free to do what they do. But when they're under your purview, when they're under your control, you're trying to make them the best person you can make them so they can survive in the world, because the world is a place that may not be as forgiving as your loved ones. And I would love for people to love each other, but I can't shame you to do it. That's something you got to do naturally.
Oh, yeah.
So, I have nothing else to tell anyone else. I just want people to be happy. I want people to love each other, and I just want, just keep growing and just accept people for being who they are, and don't
Amen.
ever try to shame anybody into acting a certain way. And that's
Amen.
my statements
Yeah.
right there.
Real
Thank
talk.
you all for joining. It was a pleasure. I will do a part two. Hopefully, we get more people to share their experiences and just have a dialogue, and maybe we can learn and grow and become better people. That's what I want to
Goodbye.
be anyway.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right, now everybody take it easy. And thank
All
you,
right.
Casey.
Bye.
Thank you. And thank you, Sister Tosh, and everybody else who stopped by who was in the chat. All right. Have a
Take
great
care.
one.
Bye.